Hey everyone, I'm Mike and thanks for checking out the channel. Today we're going to start a different little segment that I want to do because I am a musician, I am a guitar player, and while I'm mostly a rhythm guitar player, I want to talk about doing guitar solos, some of the songs that I believe have the greatest guitar solos ever. And I did one of these previously about AC/DC, Shake a Leg, which I really absolutely love that guitar solo. But I wanted to break down one that was one of my favorites. And the song we're going to break down today is Painkiller from Judas Priest. I feel like that song has one of the most underrated guitar solos that I've ever heard. So what we're going to do is break this down part by part, check out the solo, talk about what is really cool and what is really like just makes this a unique, awesome kind of guitar solo that really crushes this song and makes this song what it is. And this whole album, Painkiller, this is one of those things where Judas Priest had the album Turbo, and a lot of people kind of panned it because it was kind of poppy, using synths and stuff like that. And then they came back with Painkiller, and it was an absolute beast of an album. So let's play my intro, and then we'll come back and break down this guitar solo.
Jesus Christ. That's Mike's musical rehab.
All right, let me come back to the camera here. We're going to bring up, this is just the image because we're just going to play the audio from this. Some reason Judas Priest videos give me a block thing, so while I won't get any monetization of this, I can definitely like play this if I do this and like just have this part. So let's start off where the solo begins, because in this segment we are just breaking down guitar solos. So here we go. All right, so first part that we are going to break down starts off with an absolute monster of doing basically an arpeggio, coming in with sweep picking and hitting that little part that is absolutely killer. So we will take this back a hair and we're going to play that again and then go into the next segment to where it gets all the way through. So let's do this. We're winning with harmony. All right, second part of the solo comes in with the little melody line, then followed by a higher key of playing basically what the main riff that the song is over, which is really cool. Fits awesomely into that, like gives it that whole kick feel like right before you're going to come into the solo. So you start with a sweep, come into basically playing the rhythm that is over the verse, but at a higher register than the other one. So really, 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 really cool. So go back a hair and third part, I break this solo down. I feel like it's in multiple parts where it happens. Comes in basically doing like now he's doing a hairline of like shredding in there towards the end, kicking it into a melodic, more like starts off melodic still, kind of using the whammy going into the, well, he's playing a Floyd Rose, I believe, obviously in this, and definitely doing the drops on it and hitting those kind of notes. So let's take this back a hair. Right there is absolute killer. He just kind of like takes the run all the way down the fretboard coming in, goes into that very shreddy, awesome, like, kind of part. So let's hear that again where it leads in. Here it comes. Cool little drop right there. Listen to that. What I'm going to say on solos, and do this because this is a breakdown, so you're hearing a lot of stops in there of the solo. What you are hearing is that is a really cool lead into the next part. That just that little hair of like a drop on the whammy pulling in that note to kick into the next one is really, really, really cool. And it's those little things that make an amazing solo, and here it goes. All right, there it goes. That is a really cool ending to this, the way he does this with basically going back to the rhythm of the song and playing that at a higher register and leading it right in with the whammy dive into the verse. Coming back. So here we go. So yeah, that is absolutely killer. And one thing I want to get to, that is a really another cool part of this song, is definitely right here. I love this. While this isn't a lead, I love that they do this part right here where he just walks in with the drum part. Here it comes. So what that is an audience getter, man. You get that in, it comes in from that whole little breakdown of the ending of the chorus with that like kind of like off chord kind of thing, and then you kick into that with the drums, is just going to get the crowd on their feet and absolutely going crazy. And Painkiller, like I said, one of my favorite songs of all time in the metal field. Definitely an amazing solo. Got to break this one down. A lot of stops in there. I know in my usual YouTube videos that I do, I just play the whole song. But in this one, I really wanted to kind of break down each part, what he's doing, kind of taking the whole solo because it's a solo and I feel like it deserves its own little kind of break to each part. So definitely a killer solo. Love the band Judas Priest. Love everything they did. I believe is that K.K. Downing in there that plays that. So absolutely killer, man. Great song. If you've never heard the album Painkiller, definitely go to Spotify, whatever you listen to, and listen to that whole album. A Touch of Evil, another absolute gem on that album. Actually, everything's pretty much a gem on that album, so check out Painkiller. You know, as I always say, man, if you're climbing up, reach down, pull somebody up with you, and that music makes life better. And I will see you guys all in the next video. You have an amazing, amazing, amazing night. Bye.